anybody everywhere could become part of the mainstream industry. But you need to have a door. It's a complicated industry. It's an industry where a lot of people don't even tell you the rules of the industry. You know, they hide the rules. And sometimes you discover the rules after you make some mistakes.
Providence and Santa Catalina Island, located in the Caribbean Sea with a population of about 5,000 inhabitants. A village of farmers and fishermen who speak English and Creole and that are very similar to other Caribbean islands. The traditional music of the island, as the Chattis, polka, among other rhythms like mento, has not able to develop a marketing strategy in order to position themselves in the Colombian domestic market, despite effort made over many decades by different musicians, groups and local bands to position this musical style in the Colombian musical industry. There was no hopes. I think the musical part in Providence artists had put down their weapons and were wondering what was going to be the future of the music.
The struggle that gone on for more than 20 years ago, I could say right now is like a result, or finally we're getting a little feedback of what should be done from a long time.
We had a very hard difficult because all the process was to focus on international artists and continental artists, and they weren't taking care of the local artists as someone that had a talent and could be representing our island in different events, nationally or internationally.
In Jamaica, it's not the government develop the music, it's the private entities develop the music. So we have to be farming brethren. Everything come back again from to be farming, to do the thing the right way and to compete out there amongst the rest of people.
I think Providence artists needs to get together, rehearse more, and we need to pay attention to the kids because we need more people playing.
But plenty time is the thing is that more than do like our music is that believe in our sound. You know, until someone come from outside and say, hey, wow, that is wonderful, you know, believe. So we have to start believing our sound on our message, because Providence here, I think all the artists them have a great message. You know, here no one maybe they sing like a couple of vulganis and these kind of things. You know, because our culture not that. Our culture is respect.
Well, what we need first, I feel like when we identify would be a particular instrument. So let's say if we want to make a fusion with the calypso mento, we can use like something mixed with a hasha, bone, use like how a souk would a song with a hasha, bone or a mandolin. You understand? Because we can go to Jamaica go fight to compete with the man with dancehall because they is so great for them sound, you understand? But if we go and get in something different, new in the mandolin, in a one dancehall or a hasha, bone or one tub, the man will say, wow, they hear something strange, you know?
I think it's very important to have a label, you know, a label that represents a sound that is different, a sound that has a specific things that makes it special and unique. I think that is the main thing.
It's a process what we're in right now, but I feel like if everybody unite, we got a lot of talent, we got plenty of artists, and if everybody unite together and come together, we can create a solid foundation for representing music industry, at least Caribbean music. I feel like that will identify we like soca, souk, reggae music.
Music industry to me mean something that just surround music. You know, it's not music. It's something surround music that permits us musicians to live up our music. You know, to commercialize our product. You know, yeah, to create something sustainable, a living.
It is not clear why the music of the archipelago has failed to position itself in the domestic market but many think that it is due to cultural and ethnic differences with the country of Colombia since 1826 as part of the national territory. After several attempts of typical groups, solos, and bands that traveled to the capital, Bogota, to promote their music, today they are not part of the national music industry, and also there is no sustainable music industry in the islands.
It's really important to Colombian continental people to understand why we are so different in our culture.
It depends on the importance that Colombia wants to give our product. Because, well, we've been working in the last 40 years to get our product through Colombia, and it was impossible. Because definitely, if we carry our music to Boyacá or other, they don't understand what we're saying in our maybe they like the rhythm, but they don't understand really what we want to say in our words.
Our language, our music is because where we are a little small island nearer to the Caribbean with Caribbean customs. All the music we receive here coming up is Caribbean reggae, souk, dancehall, soca, calypso music.
What take more time for we get in because what them feel have to start understand for we language. For all music is spiritual because we listen to a song sometimes maybe Haitian music we don't understand what they say but we mentality like in music. So music is something spiritual. So yeah, I believe it can work. So but it take a process. Everything is process in a life.
Long failed attempts in the Spanish-speaking country by racial people with cultural differences who speak English and Creole and is looking to export their music and be able to find a market where they can sell and promote our artists and local talent, but little has been achieved. From the time we started with the Rebels, we started with a solution. We didn't get any progress on the music. So that's why the project that we put in as Sunset Fest to integrate the Caribbean, the local artists with the Caribbean, is because we had a reason.
Yeah, well, definitely you can't change the culture of a people. You have to find the space where you belong to, and this music belongs to the Caribbean and to the islands and the same places that all other Caribbean islands market their music and sell their music. Is the same place islanders has to do it.
Yeah, so we have created a sound, a product that we can put in the industry, but it's hard to talk about Providence industry. I think the industry we have to look on it as something global. It's like not only sell Providence. No, the product is from Providence, and Providence can be the product, but the industry is the whole world. It's one worldwide industry.
Coming up, little boy in San Andres, we used to listen a lot to African and Caribbean music. It was a lot different, and I have the fortune to grow up listening to bands like Casav, which I would say is the band that actually made me a musician. When I listened to Casav, then sang, and when I used to go to the Green Moon Festival and watch Burning Flames and these Caribbean bands, at the instant I decided I want to be a musician and I want to have a band and I want to have a musician, it wake up my music vein in me because of the festival and because of the contact with the Caribbean music, which was a lot in those days. So I right away start my own band, Magical Beat.
Providence went through the right way when them love to agree with Jamaican because for our history. I have the history right there. Or we have the same musical history as Jamaica. Them start with the Mento. We start with the Mento. Only thing them work it to rock steady and to ska and to different rhythm till they get the reggae. Or we stay by the Mento. We know we never fusion it and work it. So we still have the typical. That's what the young generation is doing now. The new song from Old Providence. That's what we're doing now. We're breaking away with the folklore a little bit and putting universal arrangement. That we could sell music to any part of the world.
Today, on the island, there is a new hope for local artists with the arrival of the audio-visual studio Old Providence Records, where we can produce high-quality music according to the demands of the music industry. Providence and Santa Catalina offers world-class musical talent, and our music could go far in the industry by generating income for many families. This could become a big part of the economy of the island, just as well as many other islands in the Caribbean that have positioned their music, which will open our doors to the global music industry. But this will only be possible if Colombia accepts the ethnical difference of the racial people, the language, customs, and traditions by supporting local talent and local industry toward the construction of roads and commercial strategies with the Caribbean, Latin America, and Europe.
Well, the good news is that the studio is beautiful. It sounds great. It has very good equipment, very good acoustics. It's a nice and beautiful space to work. So I say artists from Providence, artists from Colombia, and even international artists are gonna love to work there.
The production that Providence people right now have, Providence artists have, is great. We have a great studio. We have also we have the support from the government in a sense. After the thing that happened with the 75,000 square meter waterway lasted, we get finally the studio. So I think the music industry is the beginning from a great time where we start.
What I would use this studio for is to make a school. Production, engineering, music school. So the islanders from both islands, from San Andres and Providence, can start, prepare themselves in a professional way where they can compete with the other island them and the other culture them will make for music.
The studio represents a whole pile of opportunity for young artists who they grow and who coming up. Well, I feel like the correct process should be first they need to train more in a musical part, develop their skill for music. Let's say up at music school, maybe we need some more different teacher come in, well, let's say advice training, or look deeper more in a fundamental for music. And from then on, you can say you pass to a studio. From studio, you can say you pass now they prepare to go up on a stage, to go up on big tour and them things like so. I feel like that should be a correct process.
We producing lyrics to complete out there, but we falter the formation. All the time we have to come back from there. The formation. You see, all the time we come back there because we don't start from the roots of the industry, of the production of the industry, of the internationalizing the music. That's what Jamaica them did in the Alpha School and all them things where the Catholic Church built for them down there. All them boys go school, go and thing. Bob Marley, Peter Tosh, them buck up in a music class.
The music industry is a possibility to generate income on the island and an option to connect culturally with our Caribbean brothers and participate in various festivals that take place annually on islands like Jamaica, Trinidad, Guadalupe, Cayman, among others. It could as well strengthen the local festival of our island by supporting cultural exchanges with our American neighbors and Caribbean center because we are culturally very similar.
Before we made the first Sunset Fest, I took a trip to the Caribbean Creole territories and I had many interviews with the different majors and cultural gestures. And when I show them what we had and I see what they had, they say, yo, it's one thing, one people, one family, one culture. So we set up certain things in the Caribbean already that when the process starts, we just have to link up with them and start the interchange with those people over that side.
Just last night, something just happened yesterday, and just last night in a couple of hours, then we were in a studio, write a song, build a track, write a song. Today, the car them have it, the pickup them have it, everybody they listen to it. And that show we said the industry exists now. You see, you can run a studio and build something same time, put it for market, put it for sound. Is that we want?
I think that the music is the best way for I personally can express that is going on or anything them even want to say, even them private life. And music is a way I feel like to develop our culture in a Providence. I mean, when I talk about it, not only, just music, you can have acting, you have gastronomy, you have a lot of different cultural things we could have be together and be big, one big thing. Where that is so far, you know, we just have a little vision. We don't know how far there for our reach. So music is a big arms for us to defend not only the island, the whole nation, and maybe the world. It can turn it over because it's a spiritual thing, and I give thank God.
That is what we could apport to the young generation, that they keep the same line, forget to overstand, say, we cannot be adapting everything that comes from outside, and we have to keep on work on what we have in the present. And I know, say, the young generation sometimes adapt music from other places, you know. I have nothing against no kind of gem of music, you know, because music is music, and music is an expression of people's feelings and culture feelings. But the approach we can do right now is, what we can do, or what I try to do, is to just advise in a certain manner on the background of our culture and the principle them that we learn from our parents then. Because the music, what I do, for example, I don't use old language in my music. I don't use music like text that will be the green female, for example, like how today you find some text in the music that have a woman as a tool. You know, in my culture, in Providence culture, it's not this expression. It's not the way how we want to how we used to do it. Nowadays, what we have is like just that, tell the youth them, hey, keep on the good lyrics, make your music be a teaching, because the good lyrics, the good conduction of people's behavior is when you have good lyrics in your song them. And when you have good lyrics that you are teaching and give people the opportunity to learn something from what you are saying, you know, it's when time your songs stay in the heart of people.
Well, music is one of the weapons to preserve all those things, starting from the language. You know, language, culture, all these things, you can't inject it in people, right? This thing that if you lost it, you'll never get it back the same.
Music is a communication, and well, it's good, especially when, for me, I like when I use the music and words in a song when they give message.
Industrial Hope and Vision is focused on the Anglo-speaking Caribbean for their cultural and ethnic similarity that identified us, as well as the European and American market where Caribbean music has had great achievements. With music, we can reconnect Arisal people who have been physically and culturally disconnected from their Anglo-Caribbean roots.
Remember one time Mama tell you, hey, listen to learn. That is my advice to you. Listen to learn, because you know what? We did this, man.
Yes, well, one more time in the studio. It's a Henner McLean, and I appreciate this chance of this interview. And well, you know, always Arisal, and we did this. You don't know, bless.
Our grandfather leave this and learn we to preserve and conserve this island as it is now, as the other stranger then come and find us living in a paradise. So we did this.
No, let's keep our music and our tradition, and as how we say, we did this.
Yes, we did this.
Providence, Caribbean, music in Providence, we did this.
Dubbing you crazy, mad professor in Old Providence. We did this.
You did that because we did this.
Where we belong, by our geographical location and culture, where our music would have a better cultural and commercial acceptance, and we could begin to develop a market for our folklore and Afro-Caribbean expressions. And just because of that, we did this.